Welcome to another exciting episode of Cars with Big Boy Trev. I am Big Boy Trev, and today is about the Safari Rally Special. The 2024 Safari Rally is upon us, and of course I'm at the service park in Naivasha, and right behind me is the stage where it's going to happen, and at the back we do have Ford M Sport. We've been invited to give you an exclusive. Of course, we're going to talk to Adrian Fomo, who's their lead driver, and of course we're going to talk about his challenges as he tries to win the Safari. Is he going to win? We're going to find out. But first things first, let's take a look at the highlights of today's show.
This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we recap the iconic Safari Rally and interview Team Ford M Sport champion Adrian Fomo on his podium finish at the recently concluded rally. And finally, we review the next generation Ford Everest Wildtrak, now with a torquey Rich V6 diesel engine. We check out its design, styling, practicality, engine performance, and its value for money proposition against its well-established rival, the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. Catch this and much more on your Cars with Big Boy Trev this Sunday at 5 p.m. only on NTV.
So on to our first news item, because Cars with Big Boy Trev gives you all the lowdown of what's happening across the world. News number one, Safari Rally. We've just talked to Adrian Fomo, who's the lead driver for Ford M Sport, to give us a detailed analysis of the Safari, what to expect, and this is what he had to say.
Before the season started, M Sport began to pick its moment. Rallies it knew its better resource rivals might push too hard and falter, opening the door for its less experienced lineup to shine. Doing it once in a while is to a degree luck. Do it twice in a row, it's not. It's being methodical. 2 months ago, Adrian Fomo had no idea what standing on a WRC podium was like. At least the one that he happens next to a power stage finish, an opportunity to afford it solely to Rally 1 Cruise. Success breeds confidence, and knowing the Adrian 2.0 he deliberately cultivated brings far more reward, and of course will empower him further. The next step is to be confident yet calm. In time, a fast win is down the path. Just don't run down the path, the risk of tripping remains ever present. Well done, Adrian Fomo.
I'm so pleased, but to be fair, I have to congratulate the team because we had no issue at all with the car all the weekend. So they have done a fantastic job. Okay, we have been managing some stages, but it's working, and it was a proper team effort. So I'm really pleased it was working. So yeah, this podium it deserves to them. So really happy.
Welcome to Cars with Big Boy Trev Extra. My name is Big Boy Trev. It's all about the news and reviews from across the world. Now, Hyundai have just unveiled the 2024 Santa Fe SUV. The Hyundai Santa Fe has been with us for close to 20 years, and now it's time for the 5th generation to take its spot. It's a hot favorite to many Kenyans due to its 7-seater practicality, generous specification, and safety kit. It's one of the most viewed videos on Cars with Big Boy Trev, so in case you may need to get acquainted with the current model, scan the QR code on the bottom corner of your screen and enjoy the review of the Santa Fe. The Korean firm says the full reveal of this brand new SUV will take place August this year. Let's talk about the design of this particular Santa Fe, the 2024 version, and of course it's got some Ionic inspired design, flourishing like an angular surfacing, a buff front end, and full with LED light bar. Hyundai says the H-shape harmony creates a visual presence and a new direction in terms of Hyundai's future design philosophy. You can clearly tell that Hyundai designers were inspired by the Land Rover Defender and the Discovery design theme, distinguished by some je ne sais quoi to make it stand out from the rest of the herd. Hyundai also tells us that the Santa Fe wheelbase has been lengthened, but to create more imposing stance, where there are chunky wheel arcs that house 21-inch alloy wheels. The rear lights are H-shaped, also like the front, and the Santa Fe name is emblazoned across the boot lid. Let's talk about the cabin features. The most important thing that you can see visually is that it looks like a BMW X1, courtesy of the curved dual-screen display. The 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster is now connected to the central screen, which we expect to find Hyundai's latest infotainment system, Napa leather also, and wood finishing coming as standard, giving the Santa Fe a premium and sophisticated style according to Hyundai. A large control panel located on the lower dashboard primarily houses the climate control function, the physical dials and buttons for the temperature and audio. We expect that Santa Fe to be sold exclusively as a 7-seater, and both second and third row seats can now fold completely flat. In terms of performance, the outgoing Santa Fe uses the M3 platform, which is shared with the sister Santa Cruz pickup, which allows for hybrid and plug-in hybrid versions. Now, Hyundai have not disclosed any technical specification of the new car, but we can predict and we can see them using the same architecture with powertrain slightly tweaked to improve efficiency. We can also report that Hyundai will bring in the 2.5-litre turbo petrol engine that churns at 280 horsepower and 420 Nm of torque. That power is sent to the four wheels courtesy of an 8-speed automatic transmission with H-track four-wheel drive system. There will be hybrid versions, of course, and in Kenya, we also expect to have the frugal diesel version that will be on duty, pumping out 200 horsepower and 440 Nm of torque. In summary, we do expect that the vehicle to arrive in Kenya in late 2024. Visit Hyundai's local dealer Kaitano, Kenya, situated along Mombasa Road at Krita Automobile Center for more details about the forthcoming Santa Fe.
Now this is the key to the second generation of the Ford Everest, and prices starting from Kenya shillings 15 million. You reckon it's the next best thing after sliced bread? We're going to start this review by taking a look at the design of this particular product, and you do notice the fact that this brand new Everest is very boxy. That's the name of the game when you're designing a typical SUV, because boxiness represents butchness, toughness, and that's what Ford have gone for. Look at the front profile as well. You can see the amount of squares all over. As you can see here, the C-shaped daytime running lights and LEDs gives this car some je ne sais quoi. I mean, it looks butch, it looks premium, and of course, it feels tough. The grille as well, two-sided grills as well, as you can see here, and you have the Ford badge emblazoned on it. Of course, the profile is slightly flat to give you that illusion of depth, and I think that's something they've really worked on. Look at the lower lip as well, color coded to coordinate with the roof rails. Again, you think of small things that make this car something that you want to design and feel and be part of the Ford family. Let's move to the side and have a look at the design of the side profile of this particular vehicle. Now, as we move to the side profile, the many things you do notice is the fact that they've smoothened the edges to create an illusion of flowing symmetry. That's very important because it allows for, number one, drag reduction, and number two, gives this car some ample lines to make it look bigger than what it is. Again, symmetry is the name of the game. Look at where the fenders are bulging over here. Again, you know, it looks like a bulldog ready to attack the competition. Again, the side steps are fantastic, as you can see here, and the tires. You have a choice of 19-inch to 21-inch on the platinum version, but this Wildtrak has some serious rubber on this 19, some good ears, and of course, it gives this car some good grip, and it's all terrain, so basically you can use it in all situations, sand, mud, or even tarmac if you're cruising the busy streets of Nairobi. Again, look at the rear third of this particular vehicle. I like the fact that Ford have made it subtle. So this Wildtrak, this particular version is a Wildtrak, and the edges are blacked out. You know, black on black. This makes it, yeah, it's got that thing. You can't really say, but you can tell that they've designed it so well. It fuses very well with the body, and of course, you do have these handles. The side repeater lamps as well, very important for anybody who's trying to signal. They can see what's happening, and of course, you do have the camera. So this particular vehicle has 360-degree cameras that allows you to literally go and see around the vehicle, especially during off-road situations. As we move to the back, one of the things that I do notice is the fact that the bold line that started from the fender and all the way to the back. And look at this signature rear tail lamps. These LEDs make this car very visible in any situation. And of course, you have the letters Everest emblazoned on the tailgate with the Ford and four-wheel drive, which comes as standard. And this is the Wildtrak. Remember, this is the first time Ford have introduced the Wildtrak nameplate on the Everest. Again, as you can see, the bumper as well, dark color coded. And then you have this tow hook. This tow bar can actually tow up to 3.5 tons. That's crazy. You can pull a caravan out of it because of the massive V6 that's up front. So let's step inside and have a look at the cabin of this Ford Everest Wildtrak. Follow me. So ladies and gentlemen, you've seen from the design perspective, the design of this particular Ford Everest Wildtrak. Butch, bold, classic. That's a typical SUV. But does the design also correspond with the interior? We start with the design. As you can see here, the dashboard is massive, and it's been placed further away to create an illusion of space. It's called the Ford cab design. I love the fact that Ford have employed the boxiness on this particular dashboard, but the highlight is its massive 12.3-inch multicolor touch display that houses quite a number of things, including climate control, which is dual zone by the way. And of course, you also have the ability for you to go through and toggle through the different settings of the vehicle. You can actually listen to your favorite FM station because it's got a radio, and of course stream your music courtesy of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto because it's got that support. And you can also download Spotify on this particular system once it's paired, and you're able to stream your favorite tracks quite easily in this particular Wildtrak. Again, the name of the game is trying to be flexible as well. USB ports as well, you can stream your music, and also Bluetooth. So the highlight of this multi-touch display is the fact that it supports quite a number of things, including radio. You can listen to your favorite FM station, you can pair your phone using Bluetooth, and of course it has native navigation that you can use. It's powered by Ford, but if you're fancy enough, then you can plug in your iPhone and of course to select Apple CarPlay. It will use the Safari maps to help you navigate the beautiful country of Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, all the way to South Africa. And if you're an Android person then as well, you can also do it wirelessly, and it will give you access to Google Maps that's on your phone. So pretty brilliant. As well, you're able to toggle through the different settings. Again, this particular vehicle has 360 degrees camera, so if you're somebody who loves doing off-road, you can pre-select that. So it's got 4 cameras at the front, at the back, and 2 on the wing mirrors to just show you around the vehicle. It will help you park and navigate those treacherous conditions that the Wildtrak is meant and built for. Again, one of the things that I do love is the fact that on the settings you have vehicle dynamics controls. So basically you're able to toggle through auto hold and off-road systems that are in this particular vehicle. You have driver assistance as well, so you're able to number one, switch on auto hold, which helps you in traffic. Cruise control, adaptive, you can change the settings. Then keep assist, pre-collision assist, rear view camera delay, blind spots, and cross traffic alert. All these driver systems are fantastic. You're able to toggle through the system to help you make the vehicle more practical and more safe for you. And then obviously you do have the different setups. You have remote start setup, which you talked previously on the show, where you're able to start the vehicle remotely using this particular system that's been powered by Ford Sync. I love the fact that you can able to start the car and give it maybe 10 minutes depending on the setting that you've toggled through. You're able to do that and warm the car for 10 minutes to crank up the AC or cool down the vehicle based on how you left the vehicle, and so much more. Again, you're able to control the speed of the wipers, of course how fast your wing mirrors can close, lighting, mirrors, locks, all these things are here. So it's basically like a computer. It actually allows you to do so many things. And then of course you do have software updates because it receives over-the-air updates. It's so modern. So any new thing that Ford are introducing to the system, you can do it because it's got an eSIM that's inbuilt for a specific region. That's the whole purpose of this particular multi-information display. Right below it you do have dual zone climate control. I mentioned that. And of course right below it you do have a wireless charging port. If you have a mobile phone with wireless technology, you can charge it there. For those who don't have, you have a USB port and of course a 12-volt socket right beneath it to charge your devices. Coming over to the gearbox console, again plenty of space, cubby holes are here, you can put your phone here, and this gearbox, this particular gear selector, 10-speed automatic, you're gonna find out much better what it does. Again, you do have the drive modes here for the 4x4, the diff locks of 4 high. Obviously you know 4 high is for when you need high traction in smoother surfaces. 2 high is basically for cruising and ensuring that you have good fuel consumption. 4-wheel drive automatic, you allow the system to regulate itself, senses the road, and of course to adjust accordingly and follow. When you get stuck in the mud, then you're able to do that. You have electronic park breaker standard. Well, you don't have this radio because this is for the trip. And of course you do have center console here. You can hide your valuables, very important. Instrument pinnacle, fully digital, high resolution, gives you access to the information of what the car is doing. You can see your speed, your temperature, your fuel, and of course any other thing. So for example, if your fuel drive is on, if you listen to radio, you're able to see all this information in a very clear and intuitive screen. I love the fact that the steering wheel is 3-spoke, typical Ford, leather cladded, and of course being a Wildtrak, it's got this contrast stitching. Again, Left hand side, you do have satellite buttons. You can able to control everything to do with adaptive cruise control. On the right hand side is to toggle through the different menus of that particular screen. I love the fact that they've used piano black finish. They've just thought about making sure this particular vehicle is fantastic. Now, Big Boy Trev is a big man, 6'1". There's plenty of space in this particular vehicle. Again, you do have adjustable seats, and of course the steering wheel as well, tilt and telescopic, to make sure that you are fit very, very well. Got plenty of headroom, and of course sunroof as standard in this particular vehicle. So how do the matters feel at the back? Let's move to the back and have a look at the seating space of this particular Everest Wildtrak. Alright, moving to the back as well, as you can see, plenty of spaces in this Everest. I love the fact that despite it having 2 rows at the back, the first row is also equally very comfortable. As you can see 3 people. The transmission tunnel is low so that 3 people can sit here comfortably, and of course headroom is, despite it having a sunroof. I like the fact that they've introduced vents on top of the roof so that everybody can enjoy some cool air or warm air as you traverse the beautiful country of Kenya. The seats, leather cladded as well, plenty of space. You have plenty of storage spaces. As you can see here, you can put your iPad here, and of course if you're traveling 3 people, then you do have 3-point seat belts. But not, you can toggle through this, get an armrest with cup holders as standard, and also you do have some good headrests to ensure that you are very comfortable and also prevents whiplash. In case all hell breaks loose, then you can rely on the 6 airbags, and these curtain ones prevent injury from head and thorax. And of course, in case you have a child, you do have isofix anchors that are supplied to the 2 front seats and at the back to ensure that your baby is safe while in the Wildtrak. Now, one thing I love the fact that Ford have thought about it is like plenty of cubbyholes and spaces here. Cubbyholes on the doors, on the side, over here, and of course, if you want to charge your devices, you do have 2 slots here. You have a USB type A and of course an AC. Actually, it's a full AC charger, like 3-pin charger. The little things make the Everest such a mighty vehicle to deal with. So if you want to create more space, then you can toggle down the seats. The variation is 60-40, and I'd mentioned earlier, if you put the second row down, you have 600 liters. If you put the first row, you have about 1800 liters of boot space, and that is enough to carry your house if you're a bachelor. But if you're not, then you have plenty of space to carry stuff. So it's time for us to feel the power of this particular V6. Get on the road, feel the power, then do some off-roading, and give you value for money. So ladies and gentlemen, today on Big Boy Trev, it's a fantastic day. We are sampling the Ford Everest Wildtrak. This is a brand new addition to the Everest lineup, and I can tell you they have not disappointed. So we've seen the first generation of the Everest. We loved it, the 5-cylinder, had good power. 147 kilowatts was fantastic, 450 or 470 Newton meters. That was then. Now the power has been bumped because Ford have introduced the brand new Power Stroke V6 diesel, and it's got 184 kilowatts and 600 Newton meters of raw power to ensure that you move along quite easily. We are somewhere in the Western Cape. We're wafting and cruising quite nicely. But to feel the power, I'm going to put sport mode, and then I'm going to give it the beans. So 3, 2, 1, go. Mountains of torque. I can tell you this car is a beast, and the power is sent to the 4 wheels courtesy of a 10-speed automatic. 10. Tell me which car in this segment has 10 gears. So it allows you to explore the full potential of that engine, the V6, and of course give you good fuel consumption figure of 8.5 liters per 100 kilometers, which is fantastic for a car of this weight. Now let's talk about the chassis. Now the Everest has been built on the current T6.2 chassis, which also is the same in the new Ranger. And what Ford have done is basically enhance the T6.1, which was a success in this segment, and now they've made it 33% stiffer to ensure that there's good wheel articulation when off-roading, and of course the chassis remains stable, there's no flexing. So up front you do have double wishbone suspension, which allows this car to be very accurate. The nose, you can tell where the nose is pointing, and of course give you comfort. And at the back you do have a 5-link coil spring suspension with the wax linkage, which has been enhanced to prevent the shaking or tail fishing of pickups or vehicles with a box on a chassis. So it remains very stable, even at high speed, doesn't shake, and provides ample comfort. You can see the vehicle is able to absorb the road undulations quite easily, ensuring that you have a
sure-footed feeling when you're driving this particular Everest Wildtrak. Speaking about safety, this particular vehicle has a mixture of active and passive safety features. What do I mean by that? Active features prevent you from having an accident, so includes stuff like anti-lock braking system, stability control, then of course you have your standard adaptive cruise control, blind spot assist, rear traffic alert, all that tech to ensure that you remain safe. But in case all hell breaks loose, then you can rely on the 8 airbags that come standard in this particular vehicle, plus a 5-star passenger cell rating that ensures that all impact energy is dissipated away from the body of the cell and is distributed to the harder parts, including the chassis. So it ensures that this particular vehicle has all it takes to protect you and your family from harm's way. Now, I know many people want to ask, so how does it feel off-road? We're going to test out an off-road section and then tell you how the TMS or traction management system works, including the different modes, and of course do value for money. So guys, we just stepped off the highway onto a beaten off-road section. We can sample the Ford Everest Wildtrak V6. So what's a 4x4 DNA like? It is based on the Ford Ranger T6.2 platform, which is widely acclaimed for its torsional rigidity. In fact, it's 40% stiffer than the outgoing version. So up front you do have double wishbones that does duty of giving the Everest its sure-footed nature both on and off-road, while at the back we have a 5-link clutch suspension with the Watts linkage that offers stunning ride quality. So what's a 4x4 system like? Now Ford's advanced 4-wheel drive system is an automatic on-demand system with 4-wheel drive settings, 2H, 4A, 4H and 4L. When the vehicle is set to 4A, which is 4-wheel drive automatic, the on-demand system is fully active and constantly monitors the traction conditions, sending proportional amount of torque to the front wheels when needed. It is also the default setting for the Ranger and Everest selectable 4-wheel drive modes and has unique calibrations for each drive mode. So the drive modes include sand, mud, rat and rock. So best assured, if you just want to have the car think for you, then you become a proper off-road champion with the Everest Wildtrak V6. Of course, you have other settings: 2H for highway, 4H when you need traction in slippery surface, and when the going gets tough, then you can engage the 4H with diff lock to ensure that you escape any form of treacherous terrain that is courtesy of this particular Ford Wildtrak Everest. So guys, that has been the exclusive review by CBBT on the new Ford Everest Wildtrak V6. I love the fact that its boot styling instils presence, its updated cabin is premium and dripping with technology, and not forgetting the mighty V6 diesel engine that will blow competition away. But the biggest question still remains, what is the value for money proposition to the customer? We start with pricing. Now the Everest Wildtrak has a starting price of Kenya shillings 20 million and is sold and serviced by Kaitano Kenya. It comes with a 5-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty with Ford Protect to give you peace of mind. Finally, who is the key rival in this particular segment? In this segment, only the new Toyota Land Cruiser Prado is slated to be its key rival, and CBBT will be the first to review this brand new Land Cruiser that's coming soon to a TV screen near you. So based on these details, would you pick the Everest Wildtrak from its rival? Send us your thoughts as seen on the social media handles below, and we'll get back to you the feedback next week. So until next time, drive safe and be safe.
You can rap, but you can't hide. You can rap, but you can't hide. Can't hide.